Hi, you guys. We are going to be talking about employee benefits. You guys should have already taken written the vocab down. So for our first example, hopefully you guys came by and picked up the packet so you guys can actually not have to write all this down. If you did not, you are writing all this down. So Alan works for a printing company. It has been a little over 4 years since he was hired. He now makes $54,080 per year. When he was hired, he was told that he had 5 days of paid vacation time. For each year that he worked at that company, he would gain another 2 days of paid vacation time until he reached a maximum of 20 days. So, how many paid vacation days does he now get at the end of 4 years of employment, and how much will he make during the time he is on vacation? So, in the table on the left side, the number of years worked, he's up to 4 years. So the 0 represents the year he started. The number of paid vacations he started off with were 5. The first year, he got to add on 2 vacation days to his 5, so he has a total of 7. His second year of working there, he now was at another 2 years, so now he's at 9 vacation days. And then he has this third year, again another 2, he's at 11 days. And then his fourth year, he should now be at 13 days of paid vacation. Now, so those are after 4 years, he now has 13 days of paid vacation. Okay. So to continue that example, since Alan makes his $54,080 per year, we're going to determine his weekly salary by dividing that amount by his 52 weeks that he gets paid. So he's getting weekly salary. So 54,080 divided by 52, his weekly checks is 1,040. And that means that Alan is going to make $1,040 per week. The work week equals 5 days, Monday through Friday. So Alan gets 2 weeks, which is basically 10 days, plus 3 days of paid vacation days. So 3/5, 3/05, or as a decimal, 0.6. So Alan gets 2.6 work weeks of paid vacation and time. Okay, so we're just taking the plus 3 days. So he gets the 3 days out of the 5-day work week, and we're making that into a decimal. So we're adding on his 2 weeks, because remember the 10 days is 2 weeks, and that's where we get the 2 from. And then the 0.6 was he basically gets a half of a day of a half of a week, of paid vacation. All right, his weekly salary, so it's going to be multiplied by the 2.6 because we want to see how much he's actually going to get paid while he's on vacation. So he gets the 2.5 weeks of paid vacation. So we're at the 1,040 times 2.6, which is his weekly salary. So he will be getting paid $2,704 while he is on vacation. Our next example, Frida's employer offers her family health care. Frida must contribute 12% of the cost, and her employer will cover the rest. Frida gets paid on a bi-weekly basis, so that means every other week, and she notices that $88.50 is taken out of each paycheck for her portion of the contribution to the family health care coverage. So how much does Frida's employer contribute for her actual coverage? So we are trying to figure out, we have our $88.50 that she noticed was taken out of her paycheck. She is getting paid bi-weekly, so that's every other week, so it's 26 paychecks, which equals $2,301. So Frida's contribution is $2,301, which is 12% of the actual amount. Okay, so now we want to continue on to our next example here. So we are going to go to the portion of where we're taking her 12% times x, which equals 2,031. We're going to solve for x. We are dividing by that 0.12%. Remember, again, you make your percentages into decimals, making it 12%, and our x equals $19,175. So this is how much Frida's healthcare costs, and she only contributes $2,301, so that's actually pretty good to the amount, and her employer actually pays the rest of it. So we're going to subtract how much her actual healthcare costs, and we're going to subtract it from the amount she pays. So her healthcare provider is actually paying $16,874 for her healthcare. All right, our next example, Marina works at Washington Performing Arts Center. Her employer offers her a pension. Marina's employer uses a formula to calculate the pension. A retiring employee will receive 1.5% of their average salary for the last 5 years of employment for every year worked. Marina is planning on retiring at the end of this year after 25 years of employment, and Marina would receive this amount each year until her death. So her salaries for the last 5 years are $88,900, $92,200, $96,000, $98,000, and $102,000. We're going to calculate Marina's pension. You guys, this is actually what they do. They take your 5 most highest paying years, like as a teacher. That's what they're going to do to determine my actual retirement. So what we're going to do is we're going to add up all of her salary values, and we're going to divide by 5, and then that leaves us with $95,420. So this is Marina's salary for the last 5 years of work is averaging out to $95,420. She's getting 1.5% of her average salary. So we're going to make that 1.5% into a percentage of 0.015. We're going to multiply that by her average salary, and we get $1,431.30. She had worked for 25 years, so we're multiplying that value by 25, and her $35,782.50 is how much she will be getting per year until her death. So morbid. All right, our next example, in Reese's state, the weekly unemployment compensation is 60% of 26 per week average for the 2 highest salary quarters. A quarter is 3 consecutive months. And then for July, August, and September, he earned a total of $9,024. In October, November, December, he earned $9,800. We're going to determine Reese's unemployment compensation by doing 9,024 plus 9,800, the 2 different months that he collected, 18,824. We're dividing it by the 26, the biweekly checks of $724. So his 26-week average is $724 per week. We are now going to multiply by that 60% to get the $434.40. So Reese will receive $434.40 for the next 26 weeks or until he finds another job during that time. Okay, so what are Social Security and Medicare? So on your guys' pay stubs, you guys will notice that a FICA box on your paycheck stub, which means that the employers match employee contributions to Social Security and Medicare. We're going to be discussing what these funds are, matching funds, what they're actually used for. So for our first example, Ramiro got his first job in 2006. In that year, Social Security was 6.2% of income up to $94,200. So if he made $94,200, then you got taxed 6.2 or below, you got taxed 6.2%. Medicare tax was 1.45%. And if Ramiro earned $73,210 in 2006, how much did he pay for Social Security and Medicare? So Ramiro did make less than $94,200, which means he is going to be using the Social Security tax as well as the Medicare tax. So we are going to take his total that he made. We're going to multiply it by the 6.2%. Of course, moving your decimal, making it $4,539.02. That's how much Social Security tax he paid for that 1 year in 2006. And then we're going to see how much he paid in Medicare by multiplying it by that 1.45%, again, making it a decimal so we can multiply it. And Ramiro also paid $1,061.55 in his Medicare tax just for the year of 2006. So when we add those together, he ended up paying $5,657 in taxes in 2006 for his Social Security and his Medicare. For example 2, in 1988, Social Security tax was 7.51%. The maximum income was $45,000. So if Grace earned $51,211, she made over the amount in 1988. How much Social Security did she pay? So when you make over the amount, you actually have to use the $45,000 where it says the maximum income earned. So she will only get charged on $45,000. She does not get charged on the money that she got over. So we are going to multiply it by the 7.51%, again, making it a decimal. And Grace's Social Security tax in 1988 was $3,379.50. Again, this example is different from the last one because Grace made over the amount, meaning that we are only allowed to charge her taxes on the $45,000 of the max income. All right, you guys, so your homework today is going to be page 314, 315, and it's going to be numbers 3, 4, 6, 8, and 11. And I have also provided you guys 2 more problems you'll be looking at, and they are these 2 problems. So if you don't remember where to find it, it is going to be on the worksheet, but you guys will have these 2 problems to be going over for your homework, and I will see you guys in class. Thanks. Bye.